Madden 25 rookie premieres are finally here, and today I'm going to rank them all in today's video, hopefully helping you decide which 2 or 3 RPs, or I guess 1, 2, you're going to pick today. We'll get started here with Puka. Puka I'm not going to include here today because everybody gets Puka. If you logged into Madden 24, it took 2 seconds to get this card. All 32 team chems, getting a 6'1", easy 85 speed, 85 acceleration receiver is a major W. And although he's not good after the catch, those physicals are really good with these route running. So I just want to mention that Puka is really good and should, in 90, maybe 80% of teams, will get a starting nod, as this card is really good. And again, all 32 team chems does go a very long way. Are you sick and tired of gambling your hard-earned money on Madden packs? Well, look no further than my sponsor, MMOEXP, for the cheapest, most reliable MUT coins on the market. Use code FREDDY to check out for 5% off. A link for their website is in the description. Coming in at number 8, we have Giants free safety Tyler Nubin. I thought he was going to be a lot better as far as transferring over to Madden 25. I really thought he was going to be like a tall safety. Man, 85 zone is pretty good. And again, these RPs, if you have the 32 team chem token, they can get 32 team chems. Puka gets 32 no matter what. These cards, you already need the token for them. But Nubin, I thought would be a little bit better. I mean, he is still really good, but I can see him phasing out really fast and just not having that longevity at only 84 speed, potentially 85. So, yeah, Nubin's got the stats, right? Even the hit power, if we head down here, at 83 is not terrible. Good tackling stats, good block shed for a safety. I do think he's the worst choice. Is he bad, though? No, I don't think he's bad at all. If your safeties are really struggling, would I hate if you chose Tyler Nubin and used your token on him? No, I wouldn't hate it. I would not hate an 85 speed, 80 acceleration safety. I really would not. You're pretty much getting like Cam Chancellor before the boost, pretty much. I mean, a little bit worse in my opinion, but yeah, you could argue going Nubin. I think you could really argue going any of these cards depending on what your team looks like, but someone has to be in the 8 spot, and I'm going to go with Tyler Nubin. Coming in at number 7, we have running back Jonathan Brooks. He does get the fast spin. If he was a little bit faster, I would probably say him. I mean, some people have the, the free Saquon, or if you have Raheem for rental, or even if you have Chris Johnson, don't sell those guys to go use Jonathan Brooks. He is still on the slower end of things. And one cool thing about these cards is, for an example, on Jonathan Brooks, you probably don't have a Panthers team, but if you have like a, we'll talk about the Lions in a second, or even the Giants team isn't terrible, especially with them. We know that an Isaiah Simmons is coming out, which is going to be pretty nutty, but you can actually split their chemistry. Say you want to go Panthers Jets. If you have a Panthers Jets team, you can give them +2 speed, which will get up to 86, and then 89 acceleration, which is pretty good. So you can get pretty nasty with some of these cards with the split chemistries, which is pretty cool. But Jonathan Brooks, the main reason why he's in our number 7 spot today is, again, he gets the fast spin. He's a good weight, good COD. But the main reason why he's here today is because of landscape. I just think he's going to get, I don't think he's going to have a lot of longevity on your squad. He'll be your RB2 sooner than later. And his speed is what kind of hurts him. But again, if you can put him on like a split team, or it would look pretty good, I think. Like 86 speed would look pretty nice with 89 acceleration and the fast spin. So again, it's pretty niche, but if you have that, for some reason, a Panthers team, then sure, you know what I mean? Sure, he might end up a little bit higher for you. Coming in at number 6, we have Braden Fisk. Not a flashy pick, but the best comp for him is J.J. Watt. It really is. I feel like an NFL analyst comparing, if you know what I mean. But, yeah, he outweighs him. They're the same height. And look at the speed acceleration. Actually, Fisk is better physically. Strength, Watt has him. But in pass rush-wise, he has a higher pass rush power move. So 86 power move is going to go a long way for you right there. They're both not 80-80. Tackling wise, you see Watt stats, and then I'll pull over here I'll go back to Fisk over here, and you see that it's pretty similar. The only difference is that Watt has 86 impact block where Fisk does not, but it's pretty comparable. It's not a flashy pick, and the depth here is, if you don't have good edge rushers, I'd set them off on the edge. I like having a little bit more speed on the edge, but as an interior guy, if you're running 6'1", you have 4 interior guys technically. I guess maybe if you drop some guys out, maybe not all the time, but the 85 acceleration in those short distances is very valuable on a defensive tackle. I think acceleration, like think back to Gilbert Brown early in the year last year. He was so good because he had such high acceleration in those short spaces, being able to kind of pursue and make a tackle in that short space where the interior linemen need to make that tackle is super important. So 85 acceleration, again, if you don't have your token, not having that +1 speed on Braden Fisk isn't going to hurt you too bad, unlike if it was like a receiver or a corner or even a safety or someone like that, or even a quarterback. So Fisk at 6, not a flashy pick, but definitely a solid option. Coming in at number 5, we got Dallas Turner. I love this card off the edge. 82 speed with 86 acceleration. Good block shed, good power move, finesse move is under 80, but look at the 80 COD. A little bit low impact block, but he is an outside linebacker. Keep that in mind. As far as Madden zone, if you were thinking about dropping him into coverage, don't do that. But I think as an edge rusher, he's one of the better options in the game right now. And again, remember, he does not get those, any special X factors. But just physically, 242, 6'4" with 86 acceleration off the edge. Good power moves, good strength, good tackling. And against the run, he's, 85 block shed is pretty good on an outside linebacker, especially when that's as fast as him. Normally, you have these speedy pass rushers, edge rushers that once they're picked up, they're kind of screwed. But that's not the case for Dallas Turner. He's able to get off the block and then still do some work with good hit power and good tackling stats. So if you want more of an outside guy, you go Dallas. If you want an interior guy, you go Fisk. Those are your options for pass rusher. I would respect both picks. But I feel like an edge rusher, having a good edge rusher is a little bit more valuable. And I think Dallas has a little bit more longevity than someone like Braden Fisk does. Coming in at number 4, we got J.C. Latham. It's going to be very hard for me not to pick this card because he has 86 pass block, 85 run block, over 80 everywhere, 6'6", 335 pounds with good speed. 70 with 74 acceleration this early in the year at left tackle is just so good. You can even, of course, move him around, put him at guard if you like having guys pull and things like that. But Latham, I know it's not a flashy pick, but if you're a no money spend player, being able just to throw a lineman out there, set, forget, don't got to worry about him for maybe until most fear with these stats is very nice to have, okay? Good lead block, good impact block, and you guys see the pass blocking stats here. He's an offensive lineman. No money spend players, I would probably do this one if you're not a money spend player. Especially with how linemen play in this game, I feel like it's not that big of a deal if you have a lineman with some slightly worse stats than J.C. Latham. But, if you don't want to spend 150 to 200K on a lineman, especially one of the top end guys, Latham is a great pull. But I really do feel like a lot of the linemen in this game do kind of play the same right now. One patch could obviously change that. But for me, at least, I've used gold cards at my guard, and I've also got guys like Larry Little at my guard, it's a big gap between the two, and the difference I feel is quite marginal in my run game. I'm still getting shit on like crazy. It still depends on your scheme a good amount when it comes to how your linemen play, but Latham would definitely make things a little bit easier. And again, he's just kind of a set it, forget it lineman. I think he actually has the best longevity on here today. Being able to use this card until like most feared, which is late to mid-October, it's tough to beat that. And I only have 2 RP tokens, and I'm really debating using one on Latham because he is that good. He really is. Like, I love speed on linemen. You guys know my nut for speed on linemen. He has that. He's got good stats. He's got a really good build. I can move him around, can play everywhere. I mean, he's just a great guy. He's just a great pull. He's a great pull. If you choose him, respect. And coming in at number 3, we have Terrion Arnold. And honestly, this top 4 is very interchangeable for me. If you choose anyone in the top 4, it really depends on what your team looks like. But I think these guys are all good pulls. I think you should, if you want to go Fisk or Nubin or Brooks or even Dallas Turner, that's fine, but I would definitely choose 1 or 2 from here. If you have only 1 token, I would choose one of the top 4. If you have 2, if you want to go outside, but I would still make sure you're getting one of these top 4 guys, and definitely top 3 for sure. If you don't want to go Latham, but Arnold, really good man, 85 speed, 85 acceleration. Again, Lions team a little bit more popular, so you might see some more split Terrion Arnold's where it's again Lions Jets. 87 speed would be amazing at corner with a good build, good jumping. The one that might scare some people is the low zone coverage, but he'll be okay. He's over 80, which is a big deal there. 83 COD is very good for coverage. Even good spec catch will help his hands a little bit. 85 press, which not even Sherman has good press like that with good pursuit. Low block shot against an early game corner, but 84 pursuit with 75 tackling is not bad. I think Arnold, again, cornerback's always a position where EA kind of gatekeeps and tries to keep pretty expensive. So this is a really good pick. You can't go wrong with Terrion Arnold if you need a corner or a DB in general. You really cannot. And he's number 0, which adds, it adds a lot of aura to your team for sure. Okay, our top 2 spots, it's down to Roma Dunze or Jaden Daniels. And to me, what it comes down to is longevity. So I'm going to go at number 2. We're going to go Jaden Daniels, and I will explain why. I think Jaden Daniels will probably be debatably the best quarterback in the game, which does hold a lot of weight. We already know when Mike Vick is coming. However, Mike Vick's a lefty, okay? Lefties have this problem where they cannot roll right in this game. It doesn't matter if you have it doesn't matter if we had a 99 speed Mike Vick this early. If you have a 78 edge rusher coming free from your left side and Vick has to roll right, he's going to get caught. Okay, that's just the reality of how this game plays. It's been a problem for a minute, but lefties do have that problem. So Jaden Daniels getting 84 speed. And this is a card you would want to use one of your theme team 32 team chem tokens on for obvious reasons, because you're able to give him up to 85 speed and 86 acceleration. We don't know Vic's stats yet. I would imagine Vic will probably be somewhere in the 86, 87 range for speed, but remember, he's a lefty, so he is limited in that sense. And in this game, there's not as many, run heavy QB playbooks. Obviously, if you go like Ravens or something like that, you could obviously be open to more of those, but it's not as prominent as it was in college football, you know what I mean, where you have every book has speed options, read options, all that good stuff. But yeah, he's pretty good, man, with an 86 shoot move as well. 72 carrying is actually on the better end for quarterbacks in this game, as a lot of them have, mid 50s to low 60s. So, and a good height. And I didn't mention the most important part. He actually has Lamar Jackson's release. People still love Lamar. Even Lamar last year is at least one of the best in the game. So Jaden Daniels is going to get that too. Only downfall is he's not going to get, any like special QB abilities, which could hurt the card down the road if we get, a QB that's able to get, we already have a gunslinger QB or like a set feet X Factor QB comes out. He's obviously going to beat Jaden Daniels. So no X Factor does hurt the card's longevity a little bit. And again, the main reason why there's not much longevity on a QB is because you only get one. You only get one QB on your team. Only one touches the ball, whereas receiver, corner, even offensive line, you can move them around and you get three of them, multiple on the field at one time. So Jaden Daniels to even be this high just shows you how good he actually is in game and how good he will be in game. He's going to be a monster. I'm probably going to pick Jaden Daniels. Just I think this card's going to be super fun. Even if I only have him for a week before Vic comes out, having a Jets team, I feel like I got to use Vic, you know what I mean? Unless I love this card, but that just goes to show you how good this card actually is for a quarterback to be this high. And at number 1, it's Rome Odunze. You get 3 receivers. He'll probably start as your wide receiver 1, but look at the route running. First of all, as like a slot guy, this is amazing. Like running corner routes, 84 mid route running, 85 short, 85 speed with 87 acceleration at 6'3", and 84 spin move. I do think he's just outside of the fast spin threshold. If you can boost that in any way, it'll go a long way for you, but he's just a better moving Randy Moss to me. I think Randy Moss is one of the best wide receivers in the game down the field. But once he touches the ball, gets the ball in his hands, he becomes immediately very average. And that's why I sold my Randy and was using just the 80 Randy, because 6'4" with good speed is still 6'4" with good speed. And then, both Randys felt the same after the catch, but Rome will be infinitely better than Randy Moss after the catch with the build at 6'3". And again, on a theme team, Bears theme team, probably one of the more popular ones out of all these RPs. So again, you can split the chemistries, give him 89 excel, 87 speed, which would be really nice. Again, it's pretty niche, but even just +1 is going to make this card one of the best wide receivers in the game off rip. And again, a position with really good depth. I do like Rome Odunze a lot, and depth, and I mean, all these, like, basically the whole top 4 could be interchanged for this number 1 spot, honestly. But I think having a good receiver, I think Hines is probably still the best wide receiver in the game. You have the run blocking, you have the fast spin, you have all 32 team chems. You don't need a token for it. I think Hines is probably still number 1. I know we have a Steve Smith coming out tomorrow. I doubt he beats Rome, because Rome is 6'3", where Hines is, 5 foot, whatever, 9, 10, or 8, whatever he is, or not Hines, Steve Smith is that height. So, but Rome, I mean, just the depth is tough to beat. So those are my top rookie premieres, all ranked up 1 through 8. Puka's great. And again, you kind of get 2 freaking nice wide receivers from this promo if you choose Rome. You're going to have an 85 speed Puka with Rome Odunze out there. Just kind of revamps your whole receiving core. And I guess they're somewhat free, right? Yeah, right? So let me know what you guys think down below. Who's too high, who's too low. As always, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you boys in the next one, which will probably be a Jaden Daniels gameplay.